Good morning, Oklahoma. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Abigail Ogle. Happy Sunday. We're so glad you're starting your week out here with us, and we need to start with your forecast.
Yeah, Danielle Dozier's back there tracking it, getting off to a great start here, Danielle. But parts of the state have seen some storms today.
Have seen some showers.
Still being investigated.
Well, the Norman Police Department teamed up with volunteers to try to stop crimes like this one. Take a look at the video here. Surveillance video of cars being robbed in the Norman area. Well, yesterday, police volunteers went door to door near Robinson and 36th Street to let people know about the rise in car burglaries and how they can bring that number down. The number one suggestion, by the way, keep those car doors locked.
We've never had any problems, but we'll make sure they're locked now, and we'll keep an eye out for our neighbors too.
And they also told residents to not leave any valuables inside the car. Police say they have a goal of making Norman the safest city in America, but they can only do that with the public's help.
It is 802.com.
Well, it was a close call in Broken Arrow. You got to see this video here. A car driving right through the front window of a business. Driver says that she thought she was being followed. She stepped on the gas, and that's when she smashed right through not one but two storefronts.
It sounded like thunder, and it got a little bit louder, and then the whole wall just started coming in.
Well, both businesses are awaiting word from their insurance company to assess the amount of damage.
Message, and they are still working to track down who is responsible for all of that damage.
Well, the state's repeal of Common Core could jeopardize millions of dollars in federal funding. Common Core is out, and State Superintendent Janet Barisi wants to extend the No Child Left Behind guidelines. Now, that would require a waiver, though, from the federal government. And if that's not granted, local districts could miss out on as much as $100 million in federal cash. No word yet on when that waiver might be approved. All right, kiddos, the clock is ticking. Summer is winding down fast, especially for the kids in the school district. Millwood, you go back to school on tomorrow. Yours starts tomorrow. Putnam City, you're on Tuesday. Moore, Middale, Edmond, and Norman, you guys all start this week as well.
Folks will want to listen up to this. Today is the last day for dozens of Oklahomans to get free medical care.
That's coming up, Dan.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Smoke bombs fired at protesters in Ferguson, Missouri overnight. 5-hour curfew went into effect, and as you can see, some of those protesters stayed there despite the curfew. One person now in critical condition at this hour after having been shot.
Right, but police say it was not by one of their men. Earlier in the day, family and friends gathered across the street from the Ferguson police station to hold a vigil for Michael Brown, who was shot and killed last week.
Paulo Sandoval reports from Ferguson.
In Ferguson, Missouri, I'm Paulo Sandoval reporting.
Reverend Al Sharpton expected to arrive in Ferguson today. He says he's going to speak with the Brown family and offer his assistance.
It is 8:08 on your Sunday, and we have very many photos of those girls.
Yeah, tough situation there. In the Middle East, thousands of activists gathered in Tel Aviv for a protest for peace. They called for a diplomatic solution to the Israel-Gaza conflict. Israel and Hamas are observing now a 5-day temporary ceasefire in an attempt to allow peace talks in Cairo to continue. The negotiations are meant to secure an end to the month-long war. Pope Francis, making the rounds in South Korea yesterday, reached out to China and North Korea. He said, quote, earnestly that he earnestly hopes to improve relations with those countries. He also insisted the Catholic Church would not go in as a conqueror, trying to take away their identities. Texas Governor Rick Perry in trouble with the law this morning.
Has a lot of people fired up in Texas. What he said during a conference and why he says those claims against him are just simply political.
Taking a live look outside here, the tower cam, the horizon over Oklahoma City. Getting off to a good start. Got a few clouds hanging around high up there in the atmosphere. Danielle Dozier's tracking them. We'll tell you what they're up to. Your news continues just after this.
Time now 8:13 on your Sunday. Texas Governor Rick Perry says he will fight charges that he abused his power.
Yeah, speaking from Austin Saturday, he said the allegations are politically motivated. Friday, a grand jury indicted him on 2 corruption charges.
Mary Maloney reports.
I intend to fight again.
Reporting.
All right, 8:15, time to get a look at weather on the 5s. Danielle Dozier standing by, getting off to a great start out there.
It was beautiful. Just took a look outside, but probably going to get a little toasty out there today.
Yeah, to say the least. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid today. At least we first alert forecast.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Well, NASA needs help from you this morning.
This is Nate. Up next, how they want you to help identify what your city looks like during the nighttime.
And taking a live look, here's what our city's looking like this morning. Pretty nice out there, 78 degrees, starting to warm up. We'll have a full look at weather coming up just after this, plus sports coming up just after the break. Stick with us.
10.
All right, thanks, Carson. Appreciate that. We'll take a look at our tower cam. Beautiful day out there, I-235 and I-44. Gorgeous day to get you started out there, but a little chance of rain in this forecast.
We need to get over to meteorologist Danielle Dozier. Good morning, Danielle. What can we expect?
All right, thanks, Danielle. Well, it was a battle of the burgers in Norman yesterday.
The most important story you will hear all morning long. Up next, the delicious burger that took home that coveted prize.
I wonder if they brought any back to the station. We need to check the break room on that.
I doubt it.
Taking a live look outside, they're getting off to a great start out there. The sun is shining. The clouds are starting to burn off out there. We'll tell you where the rest of the day is headed. Danielle Dozier's tracking that forecast. We'll be right back just after this.
Definition.
Welcome back. Smoke bombs fired at protesters overnight despite a curfew put in place by Missouri's governor. One person in critical condition after being shot. Good morning, Oklahoma. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Abigail Ogle. The time now is 8:30, and we will get to those riots in Ferguson in just a moment. But first, meteorologist Danielle Dozier is here with your August 17th forecast. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning, Abby. Dan, it's
In late breaking, one person is dead after a plane crashed in the Ardmore area on Saturday. Authorities responded to Lake Murray State Park after receiving reports that people were seeing a single-engine plane going down. Emergency crews arrived on the scene, found the wreckage, 2 people inside. The pilot, age 63, pronounced dead at the scene. His passenger taken to a Dallas hospital in critical condition. A witness said hours before the crash that he saw the pair working on the engine, so engine trouble is suspected as the reason for that crash, but the official cause still under investigation.
These earthquakes.
And this morning, police need your help nabbing a car burglar. Take a close look at this video here. If you recognize anybody in it, call Oklahoma City Police. They're looking for the man that you see there, jumps in a car and drives away. The incident happened at a convenience store near Southeast 44th and I-35. If you see anyone there that you recognize, call Crime Stoppers 235-7300.
Time now 8:33. That situation.
Also looking ahead, 2 Tulsa police officers are expected to be formally charged this week after a Tulsa teen was shot and killed. Off-duty police officer Shannon Kepler is accused of shooting and killing 19-year-old Jeremy Lake last week while he was walking with his girlfriend, who happens to be Kepler's daughter. Kepler's wife, also a police officer, being held on an accessory to murder charge.
Burglars targeted their neighborhood.
TO 5 News.
And today's the last day for dozens of Oklahomans to get free medical care.
That's right. It's all part of the Remote Area Medical Care Clinic.
TO.
Danielle, thank you. It is 8:36, approaching 8:37. It was a battle of the burgers on Saturday. It was between the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office and the Peace Officers Association.
Yeah, a little competition on the grill there. As you can see, it got pretty fierce out there. Some pretty sophisticated burger recipes being fried up out there and making it pretty tough for the judges to pick a winner.
Sooner Country Ranch Hand Burger, and it is a combination of cheese and bacon and special sauce, and there's nothing like it.
Wow, that sounds delicious. Where do I get one of those? And it was all to help local communities connect with law enforcement officials to become closer. They also had a vintage car show, as you saw there, and the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Association showed up with their cars as well.
Close to home, a UFO has been spotted.
And why some residents are convinced that aliens are looking down on them. Welcome back. Time now 8:40. Indicted for abusing power. Now Governor Rick Perry speaking out about those allegations. Perry says the charges are political, the claims outrageous. Prosecutors say Perry tried to force a district attorney to step down after her DUI arrest. Well, he also threatened to veto funding for her office if she didn't step down. Perry did eventually veto that funding, and his staff has stressed that the veto he used is constitutionally allowed.
Happening today, Reverend Al Sharpton is expected as officers.
Overwhelming outrage this morning because of a video that's going viral.
This is awful. Why people are so mad over what is happening to the boy in this picture.
And taking a look at the triple-digit
Pumpkin spice latte will go on sale August 25th. Of course, that's earlier than past years. The company made the announcement this week on the drink's Twitter account, which, by the way, has more than 25,000 followers. Dan, a coffee cup has more than you and I both combined as far as Twitter followers go.
Very true. Well, I don't know about you, though.
No, it
Is
does.
that true?
It has a
Is
lot.
it even possible to have more Twitter followers than Abigail Wilson?
If you are a pumpkin spice latte, you can have, I think they have 3 times as many as I do.
Well, imagine how many followers you get if you started drinking those. Yeah. Take a look at this photo sent in from Shelly yesterday, taken looking west toward the town of Enid there. Look at that storm moving through. Shelly uploaded that picture to our Facebook page. Really appreciate that, Shelly, and thanks for including your name so we can give you all the proper credit. Danielle, what is going on there? That looks like a pretty strong storm.
Yeah, it was a severe thunderstorm actually that moved through. There was a peak wind gust of about 48 miles per hour from the mesonet that was taken from yesterday. And I remember you saying when you first saw that picture, you were like, it almost looks like a tornado
looked like a
in
tornado.
a still image, right?
It really
Yeah,
did. Very
yeah.
ominous looking.
Ominous for sure. It wasn't a tornado. Obviously, that was just a big rain shaft, but we love to see those pictures. And you're up to date with the latest First Alert forecast.
All right, yeah, fall's right around the corner, coming before you know it. Well, turning now to a story that's trending on Facebook. You may have seen the video even by now, an autistic boy's beating caught on camera. We're not going to show you the video. It's very disturbing, but overwhelming support pouring in from all over the country this morning for that boy.
And as you said, we will not show that video because it is.
NASCAR's Tony Stewart will set out a major race today. Last week, Stewart hit and killed fellow driver Kevin Ward Jr. Some other disturbing video that you may have also seen. No criminal charges have been filed in that incident, but this weekend will be the second race that Stewart is setting out. Meantime, new details coming in from Stock Racing's governing body. It has now barred drivers from approaching the track or moving cars after an incident during a race.
Time now 8:50, and NASA needs your help. They're trying to figure out how to categorize hundreds of thousands of night photos of Earth.
Yeah, they were taken from the International Space Station. Take a look there. Do you see your town? Well, they're asking
don't
people
know.
to do just that. I don't know what I recognize there or what we're supposed to be looking at. But anyway, the clusters of light coming from all over the world. The goal is to open an atlas of nighttime photos of the Earth. You help them out by going to the website. The link is right there on your screen. If you don't have time to write that down, you can check out my Twitter account at KOCODan. I put a link up there. I think I may have seen Marlo in there somewhere.
If you
Maybe
look very
Duncan.
closely, you can see the KOCO studios. This is actually just outside the KOCO break room, taking a live look outside.
Gorgeous.
Time now 8:51, about 75, 76 degrees outside. We will be right back after this.
Welcome back. Time now 8:54. Let's take a look at the top stories we're going to be following throughout the day.
A plane crash near Ardmore leaves one person dead on Saturday. Authorities responded to Lake Murray State Park condition.
A lot of shaking going on in the Medford area. Did any of you feel it out there? Well, in just 24 hours, listen to this, 5 quakes rattled that area. First was yesterday morning. The second happened last night around 9, and the last all happened overnight. The largest, 3.8.
More rioting
Earlier.
All right, good to see Texoma get some more water. They need it.
Danielle, thank you. Houston residents got a huge surprise Thursday night. Okay, check this out and see what you think. These pictures are ones that people posted on Twitter of an object in the sky. Many believe, including Dan Thomas, that it was a UFO. And I'm just kidding, he's quite skeptical. It's certainly,
Well, if you can't identify it, I guess it's a UFO.
yeah,
I'll give you that.
It is. It looks very suspicious from all these different angles, and while many are convinced that it was a UFO, one meteorologist claims the image is an effect of all the bad weather they received last week.
Or it could be a street light.
Or it could be a streetlight.
Well, we've seen plenty of people take the Ice Bucket Challenge. Check this out. ALS, of course, the movement there. Viral video here of Bill Gates doing the challenge. If you haven't heard yet, you pour ice water on yourself or you make a $100 donation to ALS. So you just do a $10 donation. No word yet on how much Bill Gates donated. I hope that he made a donation of some sort, more than $10.
If he could afford it.
Yeah, if only he could come up with the cash. Maybe that's why he did all this, coming up with that elaborate contraption there,
That
just
was
to
impressive.
avoid giving the larger donation.
Quite an impressive apparatus. I know he probably can't afford the $100 donation, so that's why he went with the bucket and the $10 donation. We need to go one final look at the
here,
forecast.
let's pop up the 5+5, show you the heat for sure is going to be the big story here this upcoming work week.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Danielle, and thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 4:30.